Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Christo and this is the Best of Both Worlds campaign. We are just wrapping up a few fronts right now. The Allied Middle Eastern front is going exceedingly well, as it did in our first try. The Belgian front is going well, which of course was a new experience for us. We didn't try that last time round. So just keep pressure on that division. We're just pushing forwards a little bit, trying to get to the to take the fortifications of the extended Maginot Line before the Allies have a chance to properly reinforce them. But it's not going sterlingly so far. We'll keep trying though. We've got some resistance to occupation in Copenhagen. Well, I will deploy my one military police, military police unit, I guess. You guys will need a bunch more. In the east, the Soviet pocket has gone exceedingly well, as they are wont to do. And we're just going to keep the front line short for a bit in the east while we focus our divisions and tanks south on doing a Caucasus push. We're going to seize the Baku oil fields and also put ourselves nicely in range to do some strikes against Iran and Iraq to seize their oil fields. And that should put us in a much better position, especially to rebuild the Kriegsmarine. It took some dings, but it served very well in its first contact with the enemy. Okay, could we afford to get some more? Yes, we could. Good. Medium tanks in here, please. Lovely. Right, but never stop building mediums. We need another 400 to get another division deployed. How is our light tank surplus right now? Only 250. How many are there per division? 900. So we don't want to delete a whole light tank division to meet that surplus, but we will keep the option in mind in case we start seeing them getting really low. Army innovations completed, which we did purely for the research bonus on the Panther, which we will use once we've done excavation, looks like. Next focus. Could do air innovations. It will help with our radar time. Yeah, I think that's probably worth it just for the radar tech. Can also get some free dockyards, but I don't know, 4 for 1 focus. People were annoyed. Person, you know who you are. What I said last time, but I really don't think a focus for 4 factories is worth it when we have 600 factories. Let's do air innovations. Just help out with that radar research, because we are going to want to build some good radars. I have neglected my radar tech so far, to my extreme detriment. Yeah, let's try and get some of these CAS flying over the French region. Can't really reach from there. But I could move quite a few of them in here, and then they'd be in range. You guys are probably going to be in relatively good range. Yeah, there you go. Not bad. Some of you guys. Yeah, absolutely. Good. Okay, pushing forwards here. The progress is slow, painful, but happening. If you guys could come to here, I think that'd be favourite. Okay. We're going to really struggle with Dunkirk. There's a lot of British divisions there. Good. Push them out of that final Belgian tile, establishing a nice little forest defensive line here. We will want to take Luxembourg at some point as well. But this is quite a good front line to be holding. If we could just push a couple more tiles here, we'd be in a lovely, lovely spot to hold. We do not want them sitting on a pre-prepared fort line. Oh, hello. Some Indonesian order men have shown up in the European theatre. Interesting. How goes Japan, by the way? I haven't actually seen them capitulate. Have you still not capitulated, Japan? That's ridiculous. US, get your act together. China, holding out. China really, I mean, the whipping boy of this campaign so far. They have not had a good time. Get going in here. Keep going. Here, lovely. These guys obviously are all effectively pocketed now. Well, not effectively, but literally pocketed. Because they don't have any connection to any supply bases. So they're obviously just a bit of a pushover. We will hold this line, and just so I don't have to pay as much attention to it as I might otherwise, let's quickly throw up a fort line on it. Good. Wait, what were both Spains? No, that's right. Republican Spain has not joined the Comintern. I wonder if they will. They don't have the national spirit about not wanting to join any factions. So, they might do. They may yet do. If you could get in here, then that would be good. Okay, I'm surprised we didn't manage to push in here. They do have those tanks as a force. Let's get some multiple direction attacks going here. Probably do better work. Holding there, just about. Good. Forest fort, so we really ought to, but I mean, they're pushing quite hard, those Soviet divisions. Max buffed, sorry, not Soviet, US. Max buffed US is scary. They have about the same number of factories that we do right now, and we own a lot of land, and we've done a lot of industrialization, and yet they still have almost the same number of us as us. I think, in fact, they might have more, which is crazy. Another ace pilot. Hey, we broke them. We broke them. All right, is there anyone really fighting in the Benelux region? Only this defense up here. So anyone that can, like you guys, go over France. Anyone else that's actually in range? You guys, go over France. You guys, almost all of them are in range. Get over France. We need all we can get in the French theatre. Good. Okay, you. Some of you can go south. One of you can go north instead. Just about holding. And if we could bring the tanks south, I bet we could push them back if they take us here. We can get in here and then immediately push around and circle Dunkirk. That would be excellent. Break them here now. It's the next target. Where's my other tank? Oh, they're both north a bit. Okay. It's a tough front. It's a tough front, but we're making some progress. It's good. Killing loads of people over the Atlantic on both sides, honestly. Any that we're actually in? No, so we'll just close those. Okay, ooh, hello. That's a problem. I think we will hold that. We are piercing what meager tanks Soviets have deployed to this front. And of course, as soon as we finish up down here, I'm going to have lots of men free to send. I will keep the men down here just for now, just while we kind of finish off the last little bit of resistance down here in Jordan. I could encircle these guys, but I'm content not to. I'm happy with this front. We'll just stay there. A few more men to do some port defense. I'm concerned, I think justifiably so, that the Turks may not garrison their ports as diligently as one might hope. So I will do it for them. Did I just do a military police port defense? I did. Whoops. Let's just fix that. Christo, why haven't you put a general in charge of your port defenders? I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. Because if I put him in charge, he gets a 100% penalty on his stats, which means all positive modifiers are essentially reduced to nil. However, they do still get bonuses from being under the Field Marshal, so that's good. Plus the Field Marshal can train. Slowly, but he trains. So resistance to occupation up here in Copenhagen. Even with my military police, we better train some more military police then, as our next thing. Just give me, that should be on infinite, but give me a bunch of military police as the next bit of free manpower you get available, please. Just the one line. Okay, can we move men back in here before they took the tile? That would be excellent. We can indeed. Nice. Start putting some pressure on here with the tanks, perhaps. The state of Japan has capitulated. It's a sad day. Our ally to the east has fallen. He did declare war on the Allies while basically, effectively, under the full occupation of the US and the British, which is how I'm choosing to believe that happened, by the way. It wasn't just a bug where the AI couldn't get military access to leave. That was the US, historically, leaving divisions in there to keep them in check, make sure they didn't turn away from the treaties they had signed. Any divisions I can steal? Doesn't look like it. Okay, so we're just going to focus on this front. Obviously, we do not have our best men on this front. When the Germans garrisoned the Benelux, they were not sending their best, or however that quote goes. We might be able to pocket this place, which would be excellent. Dunkirk is the word I am groping for so ineptly. We have a few planes that we could move down here, so let's do so. It'd be lovely if I could take Luxembourg, but like I pointed out, the justification time is simply too long to be born. Very kind of quick movement like. Maybe we go content with that front. Maybe we let them hold these two fort provinces. We have the air base, and we can throw up forts of our own here. This allows, yeah, some of these guys to move out. in this direction. Okay, so they've pushed us back here, but that really doesn't matter as long as we get to Dunkirk before them. So let's try and... Sorry, to Calais. Let's try and guarantee we do. There's the Calais airbase. That's going to really help. Having that Calais airbase is going to be a turning point in our campaign here. Not that the campaign has been going that badly. The campaign for Belgium, that is, not the whole campaign. Because that's going to allow us to deploy 2,000 extra airplanes to this front. Let's take full advantage of that new ability and throw huge numbers of our planes into the fray. I would like... I'm trying to look for another 100 planes I can easily select. Not them, preferably. Alright, these guys, then we'll just leave one. Okay, 2,000 planes to northern France, please. That will be a huge number. That's a almost 50% increase in our deployed planes in this theatre. That's excellent news. Support the attack on Dunkirk. It's a well-fortified and well-garrisoned province, but I think, especially once we start crushing in from many directions, we should be able to break them. Look at that freaking defense. We could really do with some more decryption. But we're already working on it as fast as we can. Do not get my tanks pocketed, though. So cease that attack. Maybe retreat down here? No. We'll be more aggressive. Let's push instead. Get some more men in here. We need more tanks, honestly. Also more divisions. We do have some more 20 widths. Let's get a new 20 width army. Sorry, 40 width army deployed onto this this front. Who should we put in charge? I think you'll do. For now, your job is just to close that pocket. But you must be green because you are on this front. Good. You can also have... Alright, yeah, so where did all the light tanks go when they finished Copenhagen? We never actually put them to any better use. They're all just on the Soviet front. Let's put all the light tanks on the Belgian front. I think that's where they could do best work for us right now. And those two infantry that we put into it can switch to the new infantry army. Good, so you guys just get yourselves to Brussels. And we'll see if things start falling apart over here. But I don't think they will, honestly. So you just assign all your men to this army. And you can do the same. Just put all your men in this army. Good. Everyone moving to the front. Some light tanks going down here. Sorry, some mediums. Let's see if the Soviet front can handle it with no mediums. I think it probably can. Oh yes, that's right. We were going to do a Königsberg push, weren't we? Let's do that simultaneously with the push for the Caucasus. Seems good. But I'm just going to move all my light tanks back. And I suppose if they can't handle it, we'll move the guys from the Caucasus south and help out rather than doing those as two simultaneous pushes. That seems fine. For now, let's get some light tanks, sorry, some medium tanks down here. The first act of the Caucasus push will be a encirclement, naturally. We are the Germans after all. That is how we do our offensives. Okay, nice. We've cleared out this region. Let's get everyone down here. 15 divisions. Some of you are going to go on port defenses, because I'm not happy with just one puppet division on a port defense. Okay, yeah, and some of these... I mean, on Turkish ports, we can probably allow it. Just give them one guy. But I would like a few more. There we go. And the rest of you can get ready to assist the Caucasus push. The remaining 6. It'll do. It'll do. It'll have to. Okay, let's keep thinking about this front. We really don't want to get our tanks encircled here. I'm very tempted to pull back from Calais, but I really don't want to. So let's see if we can avoid it. Just have to not lose here. I mean, even if they do take us here so temporarily. All right, let's pull back these mediums and then have them circle in here. Wish you could queue from a retreat. Okay, but the men are on the way. The light tanks are moving in. We should delete some of these old tank orders just to neaten up this front a bit. There we go. And yeah, we're holding fine over here just with the infantry. Now, how have the fronts changed air zone-wise? Not too significantly. We should definitely have done that earlier. Give a nice ground crew bonus to the people fighting over France. Looks like we're going to hold here. That's fantastic news. They're still pushing further this way, but now that the new 40 wits have arrived, I'm feeling very confident. We should be able to make some good work here. Any of you ready to deploy? No, not for a while. Fair enough. Okay. Still holding there. Good. Some mediums here. Let's see if we can push them away from our front a little bit, because we're getting some problems. And the lights are a little way away yet. Good. Soviet offensive here is now met our line and is being held. Let's move forwards from our defensive positions, ready for the Caucasus push. Okay, some more victories down here. Excellent. Our air power taking its toll on the British, or rather the Allied surface fleet. Those forts have been completed. I do have someone else coming here, do I not? In which case you can do that. Okay, and quite a few of them headed out this way. They're basically unopposed over here now, so let's just hit activate. Oh, hello. We've got them pocketed. Whoops. I'll just assign them to this front. And then as soon as they're relieved, they'll start the attacks, and you can just keep on pushing till you hit the wasteland. Good. Seems good to me. Okay, so light tanks on their merry, merry way. We could... Oh, that's probably why we struggle so much to close this pocket. Let's put some planes over the Benelux still, so we can drive these guys back more effectively. No, they're going to lose Calais. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Pin them, pin them, pin them. Pin them. Thank you. Okay, good. Ah, no, now they're pinning me. It's fine, though. We can win that really easily. We should be able to get there in there in time. 6 hours? Yes. Ooh, maybe? 15 hours. Yes, good. Okay. Phew, that was close. You can cease your attack. There we go. Do not allow yourselves to be driven back from Calais again. That airbase is very useful to us. Ooh, it would help if we... It'd be even more helpful to us if we actually turned on the air support on those CAS. Keep driving them back. You guys can just carry straight on in. Good. Let's not try and push south anymore. We should close this pocket first. Okay, the mediums are almost here. It's excellent news. We'll spread them slightly wider. Holding fine down here. A couple of forts have been thrown up. That's excellent. We could build more synthetic refineries, but I'd rather just push the Caucasus. So I think we'll focus on that. You guys are all free. We will get some resistance to occupation in lots of these new places, but our MP are training just as fast as they can. Air innovation is still coming along. Okay. Air superiority over the Soviets has more or less been established. We're probably trading okay down here, if I had to guess. Not too well. Not too well, but not too terribly either. I think we're going to turn off the air power against the Soviets again. Just doesn't seem necessary right now. And I don't want to waste planes by fighting it unnecessarily. Supply-wise, no major problems. I suspect the Caucasus are where we're likely to have the biggest issue in the imminent future. So let's move a bunch of these guys down here to help out there. You two are now totally unnecessary, so why don't we fly you over Asia Minor? And in fact, we're not going to turn off air power against the Soviets. We're just going to reposition it. Give me some more fighters down here over Asia Minor, please. That would be lovely. Okay. We should probably use our air experience, eh? Oh god, we need the oil, man. We're just putting so much into our planes and tanks. So, this air experience. Let's spend it. On our fighters, maybe? What is that? Is that a fighter? Yes, it's a fighter too. Just carrier fighters too. Let's upgrade the carrier fighters, actually. No, I mean, we've got 600 spares. Yeah, let's upgrade the carrier fighters. Like, as much as we can. I don't think range matters on carrier. I guess engine's all that matters on carrier fighters. And then we could convert them. There is nothing suitable. What do you mean? We could convert from the BF 1090 TB, surely. Anyway, you guys, not quite fully upgraded. Let's do that. And you guys, process support 2. We really should have plane 3, shouldn't we? We'll give them engine as well as attack. Attack prioritized, though. Shouldn't we have process port 3 by now? Oh, no, that's fine. CAS 2 is not bad at all. Nav bombers can get some upgrades as well. I think all that matters with them is attack. because they basically fly one flight and then they seem to be much less effective after that. It's going to use even more oil, but that's just the way of the world. Having some very historical problems as Germany here. Devastating oil shortage, all that kind of thing. And we're having some ahistorical problems too, but you know, some historical ones as well. You guys just keep pressing in. Never stop pressing in. Good. Nice. We should probably move a few of these guys over here to do some more damage. Spread the damage a little more effectively. You guys turn on your missions. Good. And the CAS can fly from over here. Excellent. Tanks haven't arrived yet. How far away are they? Not too bad. Probably got the... Ooh, some more Bulgarians volunteering to go on the Soviet front. That's what we like to see. Why is that blue? This should not be in the blue army. It should be in this one. There we go. Good. Probably got those light tanks present now in Belgium. Very nearly. As soon as they arrive, I think we're going to do some sterling work. We've kept these guys de-orbed next to Dunkirk for a long time, and now we have the light tanks here ready to take advantage of that fact. As soon as they actually reinforce into the fight, we're going to start devastating them. In fact, maybe before then. And they can all charge in here and then go straight on to Dunkirk. And once the fight for Dunkirk begins, I'll support it with the mediums, and it will all be over. Let's attack from another direction, just to gain a little bit more combat width, up to 160 now. Nice, driving them back. Drive them from the battlefield. Which Total War is that from? I think it's Rome Total War. Press the attack, drive them from the battlefield. Can't remember. Rush into the ports, doing sterling work there. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Everything's stabilizing. It looked a little dicey there for a moment, but I think we've more or less got things under control. Let's close this Dunkirk pocket. It's a nice end to the episode. Charge in there. Beautiful. Give me some attacks from other directions with a bunch more tanks. Excellent. The lights. Don't spare them on the lights. Medium's doing most of the work now, but once the lights reinforce in. Ho, ho, ho. Look at that. That's a lot of British people about to get driven out of that port. And we should really take note of that and get a whole bunch of CAS. Sorry, not CAS. Oh, we've got another 1600 airbase here. Nice. You guys, time to move forwards a bit. Maybe some of these CAS as well. Good. So, Kriegsmarine, how are you feeling, buddy? Let's merge up all our fleets. Just have them all in one place. And then what we're going to do is we're going to see what we can do to convoy raid all these guys as they flee. What do you mean ships at low strength? How can we still have large ships at low strength? That's outrageous. All moving into merge. Okay, so here we are. 8 carriers. People are pretty good strength right now. 1 super heavy battleship. The Ludendorff is still very damaged. Let's bring... Why doesn't it show the strength here? Anyway, let's bring the Ludendorff out. And the Friedrich Karl. The Friedrich Karl. Okay, those are the 2 worst damaged ones. Next, which of the 4 carriers do we want to bring? Sorry, which 4 of the 8 carriers do we want to bring? So, we will try out the Aurora and the Jade. The Schenditz is definitely not coming. Bring that one out. I suppose we remove these 2. The Potsdam and the Graf Zeppelin. Graf Zeppelin and the Potsdam. And now we got 5, so 1 less. Freaking Panzerlied, man. We'll get rid of... Well, do we want to bring the seasoned one or the higher tier one? I think we want to bring the higher tier one. Let's bring the Europa because it's less damaged. The Peter Strasser can stay behind. Okay, the Kriegsmarine is ready for another sortie. Let's see what we can do to get it right here. Do engage. Never repair until I instruct you explicitly to do so. Good. These guys can just keep repairing there. Good. Right, and any new ships being deployed in the carrier type can go to that backup reserve fleet. Okay, they're on their way. The Kriegsmarine, slightly less numerical than they were last time, but with upgraded carriers galore. Do the upgraded carriers have the correct air wing assignments? Not quite. We could do with probably one less bomber there. That looks like pretty good numbers. Slightly more nav bombers than fighters. Okay. This is almost finished. But after you've finished it, I'd like you to build another carrier, because we're going to make a deck space carrier. Look at that. Less armor, substantially more deck space. That looks lovely. I would like 4 of those, please. Sorry, 4 of those, please. We'll make them in sequence, I think. And we want to prioritize fighters, because the Allied surface air is just such a problem. And we would like 2 of them, please. 2 lines, that is. 4 of those. Nice. Which means this can go on, yeah, should be on 1 and is on 1. Do you automatically get the same one as the other? You do, how convenient. So just bring me 1 more of those. And 1 more of those. Obviously this will only actually start happening once the Caucasus push has happened. But then we're going to get these even better Zeppelins, even better carriers with extremely good deck space allowances. Good. Okay. Let's bring them in for the Grand Convoy Raid. But the Grand Convoy Raid, as they leave Dunkirk, and there will be no miracle. There will be a devastation. But that will take place in the next episode. Until then, thank you ever so very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode and will join me for the next one. If you did, hit the like button. It helps out a great deal. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.